have to tell you that it's been a long time since I've stood in front of a room this big with so many people in it, and the idea that you have all come together about assets building, about helping with the financial education of low-income Americans is truly inspiring. So I want to begin with a number of thank yous because this is a most impressive gathering. First, I want to thank the leadership of the Corporation for Enterprise Development, President Andrew Levere, Chairman of the Board Bob Friedman, and Board Member Bill Purcell, who I've been sitting with. Thank you to each of you and to the entire CFED team for your leadership and for making this conference possible. I also want to congratulate Commissioner Mintz, Treasurer Cisneros, and Mayor Booker. You'll hear from them all in the course of the day. And Cities for Financial Empowerment. Your work demonstrates what's possible when we effectively align public and private resources to promote opportunities for financial security. I want to apologize to them in advance. I'm not going to be able to stay for their presentations and for the award ceremony. So I apologize to you all that I'll have to slip out. But I did want to say congratulations. And finally, and most importantly, I want to say thank you to each of you in the audience here today. Your tireless work to help low-income Americans reduce poverty, build assets, and move to financial security is one of the most critical things we can do, particularly at this time in our nation's economy. We are all here today, representatives of federal and local government, private and nonprofit sectors, local and national organizations, because we all have a role to play in helping people move from poverty to greater opportunity. We all know that promoting financial security and enabling low-income households to build financial security is a challenging task. There is no single strategy that will accomplish our goal. Rather, the difference between poverty and opportunity, especially for our nation's most vulnerable citizens, requires us to address a broad range of factors: health and health care, nutrition, education, job training, safe and affordable housing, and access to financial products and information that families need to make the most informed decisions possible. I'm pleased to say that the Department of Health and Human Services is deeply involved in many of these areas. If we succeed in our mission, we will help provide the building blocks that Americans need to live healthy, successful lives. We fulfill that mission every day by providing millions of children, families, and seniors with access to high-quality health care, by helping people find jobs and parents find affordable child care, and by keeping the food on America's shelves safe. And perhaps most importantly, over the last 2.5 years, our department has worked around the clock to implement the President's health care reform legislation, the Affordable Care Act. You warm my heart. There are times when we don't get such reactions. But as you all know, one of the most important things the Act will do is ensure access to care for all Americans. And at a time when a leading cause of personal bankruptcies in America is crushing medical bills, the Affordable Care Act represents an historic commitment to the financial security of millions of Americans. At the Department of Health and Human Services, the Administration for Children and Families is one of the agencies whose work can most directly assist low-income households achieve financial security. And at ACF, we recognize that financial education and support for asset building must be a key part of our department's strategy. Asset building is essential to promoting education and mobility for children and young people, and is fundamental to building healthy communities and supporting successful families. Together, these core beliefs are at the heart of ACF's Asset Initiative. ASSET stands for Assets, Savings, Support, Education, and Training. and it is our commitment to build on our Assets for Independence program across a broad range of our other programs. Our goal in the Asset Initiative is to integrate a set of asset-building strategies into programs like Head Start, child support enforcement, child care development block grants, and temporary assistance to needy families. And in our work also with Native Americans, individuals with disabilities, survivors of domestic violence, refugees, and non-custodial parents. The Asset Initiative seeks to advance 6 strategies: financial education, savings and individual development accounts, getting banked, managing credit and debt, tax credits and filing assistance, and accessing federal and state benefits. During this tight budget environment, we know that we have to be creative in our approach. We, being all of us, have to be creative in our approach. States, cities, and local organizations are employing innovative approaches to braid asset-building concepts into existing programs. And we appreciate and encourage your efforts to carry forward with that work. To the extent that we all can work to incorporate financial education and other asset-building strategies within all our programs, we will be better positioned to address the central and interrelated problems that families face on the path to financial security. Of course, the primary program that the Asset Initiative builds on, and where all of you continue to lead, is the Assets for Independence program. Since its inception, the AFI program has become the largest funder nationally of individual development accounts. As you know, IDAs are matched savings accounts that help low-income people save for an asset-related goal, such as buying a home, paying for post-secondary education, or starting or expanding a small business. The AFI program provides a platform for the federal government and a variety of community-based groups, along with other public and private investors, to serve as innovators in the field, to test new approaches to build on a constantly growing knowledge base. Since its beginning, over 760 AFI projects have operated in approximately 416 community-based organizations across our country. These projects have been supported with a rich mix of public and private investments. We've seen the transformative power of IDAs, and we've established very clearly that low-income people can save. They can start a business, go to college, buy homes, and shape a better future for their families. Funding IDAs through AFI has been important not only because it has provided direct help to thousands of families across our country, but also because AFI-funded IDAs have provided a major source of learning about the best strategies for how to help low-income families save and accumulate assets. I know that all of you have stories about how you've seen this investment make a powerful impact in people's lives. I want to finish by sharing Krista's story. It is the story of a single mother who 6 years ago was in a deep hole of high debt and poor credit, and she never thought she would own a home. Krista enrolled in an IDA through her state Domestic Violence Association and began financial literacy classes and one-on-one financial counseling sessions. With the help of a credit counselor, Krista slowly saved income and repaired her credit. The savings helped her complete her training to become a certified nurse, which in turn allowed her to get a job. In 2009, she started a second IDA and continued improving her credit score by more than 150 points. Less than a year later, Krista and her daughters moved into their brand new 3-bedroom home. Krista's advice to other IDA participants, you did it. Krista's advice to other IDA participants is to stick with the program. She says, sometimes it just seems there's no way out of debt, and it's so hard to save. But once you hang in there, and the more you learn, the better off you'll be. As we reflect, and as you reflect, today and tomorrow, on the needs of low-income households and the work that all of us in this room are doing, we can open the door to opportunity for people like Krista. And as I watch your work, as I hear about this, we had a great session earlier, I was talking around our table over lunch. It is so encouraging to hear the growing momentum for collaboration. It sounds like a bureaucratic term. It is so important. You heard Ida speak to this. It is so important that we work together. When the agencies and organizations that serve low-income families work together, we can leverage more resources, serve more individuals, and meet the needs of more families. As we continue to fight back together from the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression, we can create the kind of opportunity that is more important than ever. At the Department of Health and Human Services, we are working hard to lay the groundwork to make this collaboration not only possible, but successful and enduring. We are nurturing the spirit of collaboration and integration in our Assets initiative, and we see the momentum growing in local communities with the help of each of you in this room, finding new ways to get the job done together. Thank you for your service to the American people. At HHS, I commit to you that we will look forward to our continued work together every day, every hour, one family, one individual at a time. You are making a huge difference in the lives of low-income Americans. Thank you for all that you do. And best wishes for a very productive conference.